Congratulations, Pankaj, for winning this prestigious Business Innovator for Generative AI and Cloud Award. I think beyond the organization, it's important for a person who is there at the helm to think about this, to think about the overarching picture, as well as then execute that diligently to make any technology possible. And you have been there in the industry for quite so long. So would love to understand you as a person, how you have seen this entire IT industry evolve and then coming to your journey at Karnataka Bank.
Thank you. And yeah, you're right. After 26 years of selling and doing sins of selling to the banking industry, I am now on the receiving side in a bank, trying to transform the bank digitally. Yeah, so it's quite interesting. A lot of times my friends from erstwhile approach me for kind of trying to sell, and I tell them, boss, don't sell to me. I know too many of your dirty secrets. Go to my colleague, right? I am here to learn new things, do things differently. So the journey with the bank started, my journey with the bank started around 4 years back when Karnataka Bank, which is a 100-year-old bank, we completed in February 100 years. So-called a legacy bank, and by the way, legacy in banking is not bad, right? We completed 100 years, and we wanted to create something where we have the confidence that we are relevant, we are progressive, we are relevant for the next generation, though we have rich loyalty with customers for generations. And I onboarded in terms of the transformation journey, which was primarily led by digital. So multiple things happened, and what led me to this to today is something which when we started this entire digital journey, obviously transformation is not only tech, by the way.
Yep.
So transformation is tech, is process, is culture, is mindset. Everything comes around for a bank like us, and technology, by the way, if you ask my opinion, is the easier part. So we onboarded this journey, and my background in technology and managing P&Ls and business of technology helped me connect well in terms of what the bank wants, in terms of outcomes, in terms of customer experiences, in terms of profits, in terms of engagements of customer, wallet share. So these are, the concepts of business are common. Yes, I'm still learning a lot of intricacies of banking, but that helped connect what we were doing in the transformation journey from a technology, digital, connect very well to the final outcomes. And that is, I think, what made the difference for Karnataka Bank. So we started, we had the advantage of starting a little bit late. We understood what the industry had done. We were able to narrow down to what was meaty, what was impactful, right? The Pareto's principle, 20% of the things will give 80% of the impact. And as we started with the digital journeys, lending, customer experience, and we rapidly caught up. The beauty was in 1.5 to 2 years time frame, we caught up and were ahead of people who were doing this 2-3 years ahead of us. And today's award is something which got initiated, I think, after 6 months of when I joined, and the bank was doing a lot of, the banks are rich with data, but I don't think so there was any thought process of monetizing it in a very structured fashion. It's not that we were not using data, but we were using it on an ad hoc basis, we were using it infrequently, we were using it at a superficial layer, so we went into understanding what other banks have done, and there we found that there were around 150 different models or use cases which have evolved over the last 100 years, and we narrowed down to around 42 of them, cutting across 6 buckets: liabilities, assets, risk, operations, customer experience, and collections, all business centric, and right from scratch, from data hygiene to the pipeline to creating a modern data platform on Amazon stack, to creating the models and to doing the business process reengineering of consumption of what insights come in to finally deliver outcomes of operating profit. So the goal which we carry as an analytics team is a operating profit goal, which has subsets of customer experience, which has subsets of efficiencies. So we looked at it in a very holistic fashion, and we also onboarded, apart from Amazon, from our data platform standpoint, Ernst & Young, who could help us with all these three buckets. And the same thing, in 1 year, we had all the models running, we had the data platform, we had all the digital strengthening which the bank required to consume, whether it was a collection engine strengthening, whether it was a CRM for lead management. Everything fell in place, and now the engine is running, and now we are kind of looking at the softer side of how to structure, how to get our people sell rather than only service. And I think the journey is quite exciting ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's phenomenal to know, right? In 1.5 years, you have been able to transform a behemoth like Karnataka Bank per se, right? And that too across all the layers, right? From infrastructure to data and then analytics and then actually implementing and seeing the results in terms of the bottom line getting impacted, right? That's great to understand. But what are the challenges which you are seeing, right? What are the things which you have, what are the hurdles which you have faced while going through this entire journey as such?
If you ask me, we had a very supportive team. What we did right was, instead of looking at it as a technology project, we kind of got the entire organization involved, even in selection of what we wanted to do. In terms of KPIs, which are early signs of success to that operating profit, and we created a team across the business department, sales functions, which kind of collaborated, if not actively participated, collaborated, and they were part of this. So absorption was easy, adoption was easy. So we got that right. We had a very supportive management team, which kind of and a board. Which also guided us to the process of how to doing that. And when we look back, though it delayed us by around 2 months, 2.5 months, but when you look back, we thank that guidance, because if that process had not happened, we could have been in a chaos in terms of managing what we kind of built. Our new management headed by Sri Krishnan and Shekhar, their full buy-in, their push in terms of kind of making it happen. So I don't think so. I would say any challenge per se. Because whatever, there was no surprises, on the way, and probably that also was a function of my erstwhile experience of, kind of delivering to clients such contracts. So those experiences were factored in. So there were no surprises. Challenges in such a large market projects will be there. But I would say the challenge primarily is, the timing. The tech is ready, but the engines in terms of driving that outcome is still gearing up. So there's a little bit of a lag, but I guess for such an ambitious project, we can live with a 3 months, 5 months gap lag. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you have highlighted, a critical dimension of people, right, from your team to your senior management, which are playing a key role in terms of supporting your initiative, your projects. And I would go to the extent of technology being enabled by AWS has also supported you in achieving your business objectives, in making it possible.
Definitely, yeah. At one place, so though I'm a technologist, I also believe that what you have, if you can drive 80%, 90% utilization of that, you're good. You can get something way beyond, but if you're utilizing it only 10%, 20%, doesn't matter. But yes, the advantage of going with AWS was scalability. The advantage of going to AWS was quick go-to-market at one place. So manageability was easy. There was no complex integrations. Everything was there, which is what we said we will. And the best thing was that because we didn't have anything at the back end, this was the first time bank was, by the way, taking a leap to go to cloud. And and the board supported. There were some questions, but we were able to kind of tell them the advantages of cloud. and full hog the bank embraced cloud because of this initiative. And because it embraced cloud because of this initiative, a lot of other things which are happening otherwise, which were taking time, go to market, the standard benefits, also kind of, so, there was, it's not only analytics and business, it also created a pathway for many other things in the bank in some way or the other to be faster, to be more successful.
Great to hear that, being a technology partner. One more question which comes to my mind is when you think about a regulated entity like a bank, right? Typically, all the banks have concerns like security, they have concerns like data privacy, they have typical infrastructure on mainframes, right? Which is, they feel it difficult to migrate and modernize. How did you address those concerns, right, which the stakeholders would have, right, considering you have to comply with RBI regulations, you have data security and other stuff?
So I think the good part, of being a regulated entity and being in a bank, and this was my learning, is that there are very robust processes and counter checks before you do anything. So it's not something which you're doing alone. You're getting revalidated by multiple points within the bank, outside the bank. From a security standpoint, I think that was the first objection which came in. I have been on the other side selling cloud. Clearly, from a security standpoint, security of the cloud is not an issue, right? The same thing can't be told about security of the data center. Are we managing? So when it's on premise, do we manage patches? Do we manage all the known vulnerabilities in the way a professional company like AWS or Microsoft, anybody manages? So that's kind of taken care. How you then run your security in the cloud is upon left to you, which anyway you will do in the data center. So this argument when I gave, I think everybody accepted. The other thing is you can also, security is very fast changing. Typically we do invest in on-premise infrastructure, but it changes so fast. Then the dilemma is there that you have invested so much. Do you sweat it out for 5 years? Though there is a lot of changes happening, software solutions are coming up, primarily from boxed solutions. But having said that, you can switch on, switch off a good service from the marketplace of cloud depending on the changing threat situations. Yes, to manage it better, you need also skilled resources. The challenge is not security in the cloud. The challenge is, do we have the right skill, right understanding to manage it well? And that's something which we are trying to kind of address in the way we can. So that's the part on security. From a compliance standpoint, I think AWS has done this with other banks, and AWS also helped us kind of build the matrix, build the landing zone, run workshops with our CISO, etc., to create a structure which was completely compliant and would satisfy RBI. From a privacy standpoint, I think we have sorted so far, but with DPDP coming in, that's the next challenge we will have to figure out. So far, what we are doing, what can be done, how do we bring better control? So that's something which is work in progress.
Amazing, right? Great to hear this entire journey as well as how you are handling security compliance in this regulated industry. Now, coming to the last question is like, how do you see the future evolving, right? How do you see Karnataka Bank playing in that next 2 years, 3 years? And
so
what's your role?
Our new MD came in and he re-energized the bank culture by saying that we are a startup at 100. What it meant was, and I used to keep saying that we have done 100 years, but every batsman who plays a double century, when he does his 101 run and he is looking for 200 runs, he starts as if he is on the first run. So you start rebuilding, right? So culturally, startup at 100 meant that from looking at things in a very cautious manner, compliant manner, or I don't want to say, basically we were always looking at historic evidence to give us satisfaction. But world was changing very fast. So innovation became important. Looking at solutions from a customer's standpoint, and all banks, and this dilemma I still face, customer experience versus customer interest. A lot of times customer experience is not equal to customer interest. Right? Especially in a banking scenario. Are you exposing him too much because you are trying to make it easy for him?
Okay.
So there's always a balance which you have to create. But this innovation, this need to really deliver solutions out of the box and try to balance and go, for us it was more towards going towards customer experience. Customer interest was kind of given from a bank culture standpoint, is something which we started moving. And to be very frank, when we started our transformation, we were in a kind of, I don't know to, we were in a kind of trying to replicate things which are already best in class in the industry and go ahead. But today we stand at a cusp where we are actually innovators. There are initiatives which we have taken which are first in the banking industry. We are among the first banks doing something which we feel could be big markets over the next 3 to 4 years. So this journey is quite interesting, and I think it is going to continue. So that's where we are. So we have, I think we have reached that cusp of, we have caught up, we are probably better on some matrices, and we are also now doing things which are first and best in class, compared to the industry. So I would say next 3-4 years are very, very exciting for us.
Amazing. So best of luck for Karnataka Bank startup. Love your analogy versus customer visibility versus customer experience versus customer interest. So great. Love hearing the insights, and congratulations once again for winning the award. And look forward to work with you in
Thank
future
you.
too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.